All right, so behind me, the Warriors and the Warrior leaders are getting ready to step off on the night mission. Now, it happens different every single time Warrior Basic because you have multiple courses going on at once. So today we had land navigation out there, and those land navigation warriors are joining this force to help them navigate through the night mission. We had light leaders who are leading this this mission tonight, and then finally we had the warriors going through Warrior Basic, and this is their first patrol at night. Traditionally what we do is some kind of scenario that backs up a clandestine link up, and of course we've talked about this in past videos, what a clandestine link up is, but let's talk about why we do that. One, it's a deceivingly difficult mission. All right, it is. Most people hear clandestine link up. I'm going to go out there and patrol, and 3-4 patrols are going to link up, and they're going to walk back together. Whoop-de-doo. Well, it dispels that myth because, of course, you have the link up, which is very dangerous when you have OPFOR out there shooting, and everybody's trying to kill everybody, and you're trying to, meet with people. So that's one big thing. We create what we call a safe place to fail here in One Shepherd, and so of course, we want them to go out and experience difficulty, plan it out, experience it, come back and do an after-action review where they say, wow, okay, certain things went really well for us and certain things didn't go so well for us. Where do we need to focus next? Because this is day 1 of 7 days of training. So that's why it's so critical that we start with a mission like Clandestine Link Up for the very first mission of the semester. And this is true every single semester. All right, so yeah, that's kind of the magic of why we do that. And again, it mixes each time because not every time do they have light leaders. They might have a mission command or a leader reflection course going on, and they are not available to lead. Then it becomes a cadre-led mission. Or sometimes you have Warrior Advance who are learning all sorts of cool weaponry, and they bring that to the mix. So every time it's slightly different. But it's a lot of fun because for roughly 1/3 of the force behind me, this is the first time they've ever walked through the woods at night. And they're doing it while being shot at. So, a lot of fun.
All right, so let's give a little background about what you're about to see. So, the leaders of this particular Clandestine Night Link Up mission are from the Light Leaders course. And they're backed up by the students that are going through the land navigation course, and each of their squads are fleshed out by students from the Warrior Basic course. And there's 4 distinct squads. The Light Leaders have gone through their leadership course, and I'll put a link in the end of the video so you can learn more about that course. The last thing they did today was plan out their mission. Now's their time to brief their squads on what they're going to do. Let's take a look at how that briefing goes.
For tonight's mission, right, so the situation is, this is our AO. We're suspecting there is suspected heavy enemy infiltration at a farmhouse located down here at coordinates 4472, 4728. So currently we have 4 squads that are going to be operating in our AO. We don't have any other friendly forces. The weather tonight is supposed to be cloudy. There's going to be low illumination and a possible rain. So our mission, because of this enemy infiltration, we are going to insert and hastily converge as 4 separate squads at this farmhouse. We're going to place 4 sensors at the farmhouse at each one of the 4 cardinal directions. That's north, south, east, and west. We're going to place those sensors to monitor enemy activity as they approach the farmhouse. So following the successful once we place the sensors, the squads are going to converge. Once we've successfully met up, we are then going to rapidly exfil at these coordinates 4450, 4760.
Can you say those again, please?
4450, 4760.
Could you repeat the chords of the objective?
Yeah.
It is 4472, 4728.
Got it.
So ultimately our job is to plant the sensors to monitor the activity. And then we're going to rapidly exfil like I mentioned. That's our primary objective. The enemy is operating in the area. and there's very possible chance that we will be taking contact at some point. So, if we take contact, the enemy's operating in two-man squads, which means each of our 4 squads should have superior firepower. If we encounter the enemy and take fire, you are to return fire, but we are not going to pursue the enemy. If they break contact, you then continue on to the objectives. So, Squad 1. Does everybody have their squad assignments already?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Squad 1 team leader, stand up. All right. There's your Squad 1 team leader. Squad 1 is going to start out at the FOB. They're going to leave going northwest until they hit the perimeter of the AO. They are then going to turn and follow the perimeter southeast, or northeast, and follow it southeast, and then ultimately south, and then cutting into the objective. All right? Squad 2.
Yo.
All right, Squad 2 team leader. All right, Squad 2 is going to be inserted via EM50 at this location down here. They are then going to proceed due west to the edge of the objective, cut back, and go north to ultimately hit the objective. Squad 3. Squad 3 team leader. Squad 3 is going to start out at the FOB. They are going to move southeast following the tree line, cutting down this way, ultimately onto the objective. All right? Squad 4. Squad 4 team leader. So Squad 4 is going to insert at what will ultimately become our exfil area. They are going to move south and then cut over to the objective. Squad 4 should be the first team on the objective. All right? They will establish security and ultimately rendezvous with the other teams as they come in. All right? As the other teams come in, we will set you in a security position, and once all teams have been assembled on the objective, we will then move to the exfil area with Squad 4 leading, followed by Squad 1, Squad 2, and Squad 3 ultimately providing rear security. So administratively, we've got 2 squads inserting via vehicle and 2 inserting via foot. Each squad is going to have a radio. All right? We'll get to the channels and stuff for anybody using the radio in a second. We are going to be withdrawing NVGs from supply. So we are going to requisition them for the NVGs. Each squad leader, or anything that we are withdrawing from supply, each squad leader is going to send people individually to go get them. So if we are getting NVGs, your squad leader will send you for a set of NVGs. If you need a mount for them, please tell them that at that time. The NVGs, some of you guys have them, some of you have your own personal ones, some of you don't. We're going to disperse them equally so that each team has a set number, roughly the same amount of NVGs. And you've already been issued ammunition, correct?
No.
Ammunition will be issued at step-off times.
Ammunition will be issued at step-off time, which you will also draw personally.
Yeah, you will cycle by the S4. You'll be issued your mag at that time.
Okay, there we go. So, for the radios, channel 1 is going to be our primary channel. Channel 2 is our backup channel. The chain of command is myself. If I am incapacitated, it will go to Squad 1 team leader. If he is incapacitated, Squad 2. He is incapacitated, Squad 3 team leader, and so on to 4. And if all of us are wiped out, well, that's a really bad day. Our safety azimuth for the land nav guys is west to the road, where you will encounter the road, sit, and radio for pickup. Our number code is 6. So for those of you, are you for the Warrior basic guys, are you familiar with number codes?
No.
Okay, so a number code is if we encounter you in the dark and I say 5, you will respond with the number that equals to 6. So if I say 5, you say
1.
okay. If I say 3, you say
3.
okay. Some of you are good at math. So running code, if you are being pursued, the running code is Chicago. For a near challenge, the challenge word is camping. The response is Disney. SOIs have already been issued to your team leaders. And if we take enemy contact on the radio, you can use plain speak. So radio in, tell us where they are, tell us where you are. All right? Any questions? The current time is 19:09. We are going to meet back up down at the field at 7:25. So take the next few minutes to start squaring away your gear, topping off waters. Squad leaders, meet with your teams, make sure they're set, and we're going to start dealing with the supplies.
After the briefing and the squads got their supply situation squared away, got cammied up, watered up, then the students held their rock drills. For those of you not familiar, rock is rehearsal of concept. Basically where you walk everything out and everybody practices what they're going to do on the actual mission.
Okay, they are going to head due west. East. We'll turn around. They're going to go slightly beyond where the farmhouse is, and then cut back and come north to rendezvous.
As you saw in the mission briefs, squads 1 and 3 moved out from the fob, and squads 2 and 4 were inserted via EM50.
Go! Dismount!
Okay, we have a squad in some type of contact here to the north of my position. I am at the extraction point. I estimate this to probably be the 3rd squad, and they have probably encountered the OPFOR by the intensity of the firefight. Like in our Light Leaders course video, the students leading these patrols that are taking the Light Leaders course are not issued miles, nor do they have weapons. They have to command their squads and not worry about being in the fight.
So our objective is this way. If you really want to know, I can tell you. Where's my radio, man? This sector of fire. Here. What is this? sector of fire. Hey, step back in the corner. Stay right there. Your sector of fire is going to be right here. Just to make it around that line, okay? Your sector of fire, right here. Okay. Okay. Which direction is our objective? I'll tell you right now. Hold on. Oh, you're not down? I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Go ahead. Take a minute. Take a minute.
Still the same heading, 125, but we would have been kicked out a bit more on the other side of the shoot house. Still 125. Still 125. As long as that pace is good, then we'll hit it. Okay. Yeah, if we're at our shoot house. Last station, say again, over. I think they're on the other side of the shoot house. Our guys.
Give me a 2-man security element. We're gonna get up onto this corner of the house. We're gonna observe. I need two man right here. They're going in one direction. Right here. Let's get.
Still gotta head this way. What is your location in relation to the shoot house? Over.
These first 3. Make your way straight across. Go to the corner of the barn. Move now. Give me a shooter.
finally the squad got moving towards their link up.
You're all gonna fall in with me. When we move with one element, stay a few meters apart, okay? We'll gather all together. Everybody understand the plan? All right. Ready? Go. Follow me.
Okay, the third squad is coming in around this objective, which is an old dilapidated barn. They've established contact, sounded like, with 4 squad on the objective. As you can see in the distance, the flashing light is an IR strobe to bring them in. They are clearly right now trying to cross a big danger area. They've had some type of contact. It'll be interesting to see what they have to say at the AR. Okay, now there's been some type of fight, burst of fire over by the objective. Okay, you got some kind of peck action going on and some type of firefight. Okay, clearly some... Alright, 2 distinct firefights are developing here. I have 3rd squad directly to my front. They've got a contact to their front. Just off camera, over to the right. It sounds like the 4th squad, or possibly 2nd, has made some kind of contact as well. Okay, 3rd squad is moving out. Okay, significant firefight. Looks between somewhere in the vicinity of 3rd and 4th squads. As you can see, lots of blinking lights. That probably indicates some kills. Okay, so definitely there's been some casualties taken. We still have the strobe out there, and we have some blinking lights. So we seem to have 2 readjusting the camera, 3 distinct blinking, 2 with 3rd squad, possibly 1 over there with 4th or even 2nd. Okay, so the OPFOR is coming in to check in. Guys, what's your story?
Guys, we just took 4 contacts with no less than 3 of the 4 squads out here. It's a ball.
Outstanding. Your counterparts have just checked in. Brent got killed, but resurrected, and he's going back into the fight.
We fought till we were out of ammo.
Yeah.
Even
And
better.
smokes.
Even better. I smell the smokes. Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Yeah. For some reason, that group's been sitting there for the past 20 minutes, not moving, and in the open with no cover.
Yeah.
We'll find out in a minute.
Yeah.
Either way, didn't work.
Well, they have technically linked up, guys. This is a firefight going on.
Yeah.
Now the question is is Brent and Will doing all that, or are they fratriciding?
As the firefight ended, the squads had linked up mostly. 1, 2, 4 linked up. 3, believe it or not, even though they've been on the video the whole time, never made it to the link up point. We'll let that all play out here in the after action report that you're going to watch next.
All right, guys, listen up. We're going to do an after action review of this mission, and I will facilitate that. I will be the arbitrator. Anyway, as we always do in the after action review, we're going to review the plan, the performance, the issues, the fix. I like to start off with the plan with the senior most patrol leader. I know that there were 4 squads out there, but we did have a senior squad leader, 4th squad, and that was Sean Dalton. So Sean, I'm going to ask you to give us the plan, 2 minutes or less.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay, so the plan was ultimately to secure this objective, this house. We were going to place 4 sensors, 1 on each face of the house, and then we were going to exfil. So 4 squads coming in different directions, ultimately converging on the objective, and then once we were there, exfil.
Okay. Did that plan surprise anybody? Let's be honest. If you didn't know that was the plan, show a hand.
Nobody's hand should be up.
All right. I mean, no one's hand should be up, but if you honestly didn't know that, then that's an issue right there that we'll have to address. So everybody's good with that plan. That didn't surprise anybody. All right. Very good. I'll have you send there, and let's go. I'm going to hear from, that's 4 squad leaders, so let's hear from 1st squad leader. How did things go for you? Let's talk about the performance. How'd things go? 1st squad leader, where are you? There you go.
Sit or stand or...
Wherever you're comfortable, just start talking to us. How'd it go?
So, we initially had some difficulty with land nav at night. We shot the correct azimuth, but we were expecting a some sort of orange fence or something like that as a line of events seen on the map. And we did overshoot that, and it took us a little bit of time to correct. And that led us to an open field where we took fire from the metal shed area, and we lost half of Bravo. We did not engage the contact as well as we could have, just because of, I think, practice reasons. But then we started making our way to the objective. We had some issues finding where the actual farmhouse was. I ended up running to the farmhouse, talked to Squad 3, ended up with the patrol lead, and we brought the rest of the squads in, and then we exfilled from there together with the Squad 1 leading us all through the field.
Were you then the second? So your first squad, but I'm saying, what number? Were you the last squad to get on the objective then? Is that what you just told me?
Technically not, because Squad 3 was 50 meters away, but they were pinned down.
Okay. All right, so you did all that under contact, under
Yes.
enemy contact, so under pressure. All right. Squad leader 2, second squad leader. Talk to me, how'd it go?
Went pretty great. We got dropped off.
Were you guys all the way in the south?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We got dropped off at the right location. All of our equipment worked pretty well. My navigator was great navigating. Only difference was when we reached the far boundary, we expected it to be a tall deer fence when it was in fact much smaller. And so there was a little bit of mental confusion for a short while. After that, we turned around when we hit our final point prior to moving on the objective, point Aries for us. We attempted to call that in several times, were unable to establish radio contact, just called it in the blind, proceeded in, and it went rather well. We took a little bit of contact, but nothing too bad.
Yep, White Cell, we were listening, higher command was listening. We didn't hear you for the longest time, like easily an hour, and then we finally heard you.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then we finally heard you.
We got contact with Foxtrot 22 for our first check-in, and then we tried to check in for a while for Aries, didn't hear anything, and we just kept going.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a slump, it can be atmospherics, whatever it was weird. I couldn't even hear Choo-Choo talking to you, but we couldn't hear you for the long time. And then when we finally heard you, we heard you clearly. All right, so pretty smoothly for you then.
Yeah, my guys had good trigger discipline. I'm pretty happy.
Okay, and were you the first squad to link up with 4th Squad?
I believe so, yeah.
Did you do it under pressure?
We did take one contact as we were pushing up the hill. I believe we destroyed the contact and then advanced up the hill to assume a position. So it wasn't anything substantial.
Okay, 3rd Squad leader.
Right here.
There we go. How'd things go for you?
Went pretty well for the most part. We got to where we needed to be for our first phase line. We weren't able to establish comms to report our first phase line, so we kept moving forward. We made a decisive choice when we saw an unknown movement into the tree line to the left of us, so we decided to break our route and head up to the, what would that be, the south side of the shoot house. Yeah. We moved around to the south side of the shoot house, pulled security, attempted to bound our guys up into the tree line to be able to cross the opening to our objective. And that's where things kind of got a little weird. We had contact to the left, we had contact to the right. We knew the contact to the left was enemy, but we were not too sure who it was to the right, because we were getting a signal to the left, our flashing signal, our far distance signal. But as we went to go move, apparently we got shot by that guy. So that kind of threw us off a little bit. Finally, when we got to our objective and we pulled security on that corner of the forest, we ended up getting pinned down. So I mean, things went pretty smoothly, except for the fact that we didn't really have good communication, radio communication. We tried our primary, we tried our secondary. I was hearing, but we weren't sending.
No, you were sending. We heard you clear as well.
Okay.
We never had a problem with hearing you. I even heard your face line.
Okay. Well, so I guess I didn't hear
a response.
Yeah,
we were responding, and we could hear you. You weren't even like fuzzy. You were clear.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe something's there. See, there's an issue there. I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we
maybe it was my confusion, my personal confusion, trying to listen in, and I lost my SOI. So that kind of had something.
Well,
to do with
yes, that will have something to do with
Yeah.
it. Wow, you just ratted yourself out big time. Yes, I lost the SOI.
But I knew what
compromised the entire battalion.
I knew what my squad SOI was, and I guess I just wasn't hearing that over the radio, or somebody was stepping over it when that was being
When the
broadcasted.
shooting was happening, you guys were all the radio comms, and John will back me up on this. Your radio comms were, frankly, spot on. It was amazingly professional. I didn't hear people getting excited. It almost sounded like a firefight wasn't happening, and we could sit up here and hear multiple different firefight engagements. And it almost sounded like when you guys talking, it just was a very, very calm. People were to the point, using an SOI until the firefight. The one problem was, as soon as the firefight started, everybody was talking. And it was, we would just have to sit there and wait for 5 minutes before we could even say, can someone send me a situation report? So that was the bigger thing. And we understand that. You got to fight the fight in front of you, right? You don't need to be talking to me and gossiping. You need to be dealing with the situation at hand. So, that's a problem when you have however many radios we had issued out there, then that just tells you how many maneuver elements, and everybody using a single channel. So, it's a consequence of that.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
I want to congratulate my land nav guys. They were spot on with everything. Pace count, direction, everything. They were on it.
Nobody got lost, right?
Well, that's a good question. Did anybody get lost in the dark? Is anybody still out there that we haven't found? Raise your hand.
We got pushed around by terrain a little bit, and we had some pretty good jungle, but we corrected and we got where we needed to go.
Okay. I mean, you never honestly went, wait, where are we? Did you? Okay. I'm hearing a couple of times where, and that's perfectly normal. It's a dark night out, guys. All right. Let's hear a little bit from the Warriors. To your knowledge, raise your hand. Who was the first person to pull a trigger tonight? All right. And talk me through. What was the decision making? What happened? What did you do?
So I was covering, what side was I covering when you came to me? I was covering the east side of the building with this man here. We were both standing, looking to our right.
Which squad? Which squad?
4th squad.
Okay. All right.
He was looking to my right. I was scanning kind of all over the place because I was one of the NVGs. And then my squad mate comes up and he's like, "Hey, you want to get some?" I'm like, yeah, sure. What's up? And he's like, "Follow me." So we come around to.
Not kidding. That's what I said.
What was it? You came around to the north side of the house.
Yeah.
So as we were coming around to the north side of the house near that small barn, we knew people were moving around. We saw a white light. And then I heard at least 2 contacts. I heard Brent doing his bad Russian impression. I was like, "Oh, do you have NVGs coming in?" And so I was like, we were kind of tippy-toeing around the barn, trying to get the jump on him. He had 2 other guys, including Kay, just kind of they were gonna try and go around the other way. I was covering the right side of the barn, relative to the trail, and then one person stepped right in front of me. They were walking towards me.
How far?
I'd say maybe 50 meters.
Okay.
Pretty freaking close. And then I screamed, "Contact!" I fired off a few rounds. They retreated.
3 rounds.
I fired off 3 rounds. They retreated. Then we heard contact to our rear, back towards the east. We started moving back that way. Then, as we were moving,
how far would you estimate that contact? That's a different enemy unit that you're making contact.
I don't know. It sounded pretty far out, maybe 200-300 meters. It sounded pretty far out, but we heard fire coming from the other side, so we rushed to see what was going on. As we were making our way back there, I heard gunfire to my rear, so I turned, yelled "Contact rear," dropped, and fired maybe 5 rounds, and I'm pretty sure I nailed Brent during that engagement. And whoever was with him just kind of left or disappeared, and somebody else got him.
Okay.
Wait, so the first contact was, you guys had already made the objective at the first contact?
Yeah.
Wow. We were just still posted up.
Yeah.
We were right
there.
First contact was, remember that shooting started and we ducked out into the tree line?
Yeah, we were way back.
We were
by
just stepped off, 15
Yeah,
minutes.
we were setting our fourth
So you guys had
sensor at
fucking
that
got
point.
wow.
When
Yeah.
the
That's
Humvee
impressive.
came up the road
Every gun, every tank you see in a hydro country is a Tiger tank. Everyone's seen threat.
That's right. Notice that. No matter who you're shooting at, you were all shooting at Brent.
Hey, I heard the voice.
I didn't even know you guys
Unmistakable.
somebody else out there.
Yeah. You heard Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway, all right, so good. Other comments, people that were in. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about any of the engagements. How difficult was it to actually identify the enemy? Very difficult.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
ambushed.
Pretty dark out there. No visibility or no illumination. I mean, I think you've honestly got like 6%, 7% illumination out there tonight by the moon. And that doesn't matter because the moon's actually, it's set before sun set, so you've got nothing out there but stars. Difficult to identify that. Now you guys had, what'd you have as means of identifying each other? Our challenge and password, that was one. What's another one?
Light signal.
Oh yeah, so you did, okay, some light signals with the numbers and stuff like that, all right. Were you using any of that to try to ask, hey, who's who? Yeah. Was it fairly successful?
At first, no, but then finally we got somebody to communicate with us. We went to go move with them, and then we started getting contact to the other side. So it was pretty tough.
So I want to talk more about this, but in general, what'd you think about? No, honest question. When you hear, you're going to go out on this big long movement, and all you're going to do is like link up with other people. Does that sound particularly challenging? No, it sounds remarkably easy, right? It does. Was it easy? And no, this one is so like devilishly deceiving. Are you kidding me? Walk 800 meters, walk 1,200 meters, go, hey, hi, and then come back together. It sounds, And then we throw out OPFOR, and you're stumbling over each other and tripping over logs, and and all of this other stuff is going on. And then you're just trying to say, hey, it's me, don't shoot at me, while people shoot at you from this direction and that direction. And they don't even actually have to be shooting. You just have to have people moving, going, they're not us, and they're not us. And this turns out to be incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult because in addition to the danger of the enemy, there's the danger of fratricide. So, did we have it?
I would bet yes. Not that we're.
I don't feel like we did.
We were worried about it, and that's why we didn't empty into that tree line.
There was some times where we could have.
All right, I was about to say, because what John and I were listening on, and it sounded like we were amazed that there more fratricide wasn't being reported, but at one point I heard 4th Squad dispatch a fire team to go link up with someone, and we're thinking the evening's just about ready to end, and as that fire team steps out, we heard all hell break loose.
Right.
So was that your fire team coming under fire?
Yeah. So I sent the fire team to the edge of the tree line because I heard that they were coming across the open field. So I sent them out to try to link up and show them, hey, this is where we are. And then all of a sudden I started hearing there's movement, it's that enemy, and I was trying to trying to communicate this and also be like, is there someone out there, or is it my guys? I'm trying to figure it out.
We were hearing that.
I think ultimately they realized, oh, that is the fire team that we're meeting. But there was a moment there where I was sweating a little bit, going, oh, did I just walk these guys into fratricide?
Did you guys trade bullets? Clearly you didn't kill anybody.
No. So I ran to the middle of the island, saw visually the 2 guys from Squad 4. Then I brought the rest of my guys in.
Right.
Squad 3 was getting engaged by 2 individuals from different wood lines, and it sounded almost like they were taking fire.
Okay, so there wasn't fratricide there, or at least you guys weren't even trading bullets. That's good to know, because you see how, that's what I'm saying, look how difficult that is. Honestly, I'm rather impressed that no one had any fratricide.
There was 3 squads and then an enemy force all within like 1 grid.
Yeah,
it was pretty tight.
Yeah, and right after that, that's when we heard Jensen very clearly over the phone, over the radio. You can hear his voice, and he's like, "Tell him to stop fucking flashing me the red light." We're like, all right. But yeah, it's hard to tell. But yeah, this is incredibly difficult.
Nervously
So
flashing.
we can keep talking about this, but before, since we're still on performance, I'd like to turn it over to the OPFOR and ask, hey guys, talk to us about what you saw them doing well, what they could improve on, and just relatively, how challenging was this for you guys?
Did you guys take the first contact? Sounds like those guys. Okay. So we had a rough plan to, hey, here's a good ambush site, and you know, I'll shoot one way, Pang will shoot the other way, and what's that? Yeah. Go ahead. So I think it ended up being, it sounds like Young Jay's squad maybe.
So we know one squad's coming this way, one squad's coming down this way.
They knew? Who told them?
Anyway, plain and simple. The tree line here is pretty thick, but there's enough opening for us to see across this way. One of your team is going to come this way anyway, and to cross the inner area, which, by the way, good job, you're running. So one at a time for 10 seconds straight, 15 seconds straight is not the greatest idea. Okay, so that's why we opened up on you guys over here. And then obviously most of you made it over here, but we booked out to make contact with the other squad. That was our plan on the north side.
That's the gist of it. And then we ended up down closer towards the CQB barn, and the two guys we were having a staring contest. That was us. And anyway, so we did an engagement there, dumped a couple rounds, kind of as a harassing measure, and then we were kind of unasked the area to the north here. And while we were doing that, got probably within 30 meters of another squad who started shooting at us and flashing with white lights and everything. And then we ended up ditching them around a couple hedgerows. So we set out to make 2 contacts, and we ended up with an extra at each of our points. And then we kind of ran out of ammo and smokes. And then there was the injury that we moved to address.
Oh yeah.
And then moved to casualty.
Remind me to talk about that right after this, but I do want to say the other team. So how would you guys see the other OPFOR?
So our intent was we were going to roll up there in the Humvee and just put a little pressure on you guys, not start a firefight. That was on y'all. But we rolled up in a Humvee, and immediately we saw people in the prone right outside the house. So guys, think cover and concealment. All right, just laying out in the open grass is not good. All right, we didn't want to spoil the whole thing that soon, so we just turned around pretending like we didn't see you. Drove a little bit further down. Okay, and then we just continued to walk around, smoking and joking, and shining flashlights on the house every once in a while until you guys engaged us. But I want you to know, it didn't have to be this hard tonight. You guys chose that. So,
Are you talking about the farmhouse or the shoot house?
Farmhouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Hank, I think you were talking about us when we were moving from the dilapidated house to the next tree line one at a time. I think that was you guys that you and Butler opened up on us, and then you pushed back. We had that casualty, and then you bumped into them. So that makes sense now.
So remember, your rules of engagement were self-defense, right?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be saying, "Let's go get some," or "If you want to go get some," right?
Right. When you guys drove up, you caught us hanging the last sensor, and that's why everybody went prone there. It's like shit.
But, I mean, you can hear that Humvee coming a mile away, right?
They had to see us.
Out of the normal.
We pretty much thought our position was compromised at that point.
Yeah.
After that first fight, of course, we split up. We went and dealt with the casualty, came back around, and again, I started patrolling to the rear over there by the barking dog, and just diddy-bopping, do-do-do-do. I seen somebody with a damn light of some sort, a red light or something. I just thought they said, "Oh, here it is." You know, and I was like, "Oh, well, there they are." And they engaged me. I took a couple shots and then diddied on back and then listened to you guys fight. Later on, somebody did catch me. I came all the way around and they challenged and password me, and I just started walking like, "Hey, let me get up in here." Eventually, they shot me. I think that was the Larson girl. So good job. So one time I walked up to somebody's ZP and was like, "Hey!" But I understand y'all thought maybe I was admin, but again, we were just gonna diddy bop it and smoking and joking, but you guys kind of started it. Yeah, he killed Brett, and I kind of fell back, and then somebody was like, "He's right there." Well, shoot me then.
All right, so that's from their perspective. Hey, let's talk about the real world real quick. The real world incident. So we had an injury. I do want to kind of, we can privately discuss that. But so that's how things go. I do want to point out that this is a good learning point. What we had was someone got injured, and when someone gets injured, it was being reported. Like things, I appreciate this. What I'm saying is I appreciate your due diligence. Someone else came on and said, hey, I think I just heard flash, flash, flash over the radio. Well, of course, for us, that means, hey, stop what you're doing. We've got a real-world situation here. Now, it doesn't always mean injury. It can mean the police just pulled up and we need to talk to them. It can be whatever. But flash, flash, flash is almost always followed by a stop X. Stop X is not an end X. End exercise? No. Stop exercise. It's a temporary, okay? And so, hats off to you all, because whoever heard that then tried to relay it. Hey, I still don't know who said that. I think I heard a flash, 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 or we had stop X. And sure enough, we called to the different people, you know, OCs and OPFOR, and they're like, yeah, I think we are. And so then we went to a stop X. A stop X is stop doing what you're doing. Just sit tight. We're going to figure this out, and then we'll continue the mission, right? And that's exactly what happened. So be advised if you hear that later this week. Yes.
Someone actually get injured? Because later on I met up with Karam and she was like, I thought you rolled your ankle, and I was like, no. So they abandoned me because they thought I injured myself. They left me.
Well, they made a good choice. Anyway, no, I don't really know what happened yet on the medical. I haven't heard it.
We were running for our lives, and we had an injury, and then we dealt with it.
Oh, yeah, someone just got
very well.
Someone
came down from the mountain with the fucking van, and everything was settled. And
all right.
And it went well.
I think I kind of freaked out a little bit because I just heard somebody rolled their ankle, and I was like, all right, stop.
Last time that happened at night, what's his name broke his freaking
Exactly. Yeah, man. That's what was going through my mind.
Somebody's injured. Look, we all
You
like
can't,
a
like,
lady
yeah,
or
it's
a
not
person
worth
that was
it,
injured. Hey, we got regular jobs and all. We will stop for a second, see what's going on. We'll assess. We assessed that it was good to go, and it was what? Hey, we'll bring you back to life, get back into the fight kind of thing. But I'd rather y'all err on the side of caution. The guys that are at the 40 know. Thought old boy rolled his ankle and he broke his damn leg.
Yeah.
So, you know, you guys didn't do wrong by stopping to ensure that the person that was injured, that was the immediate. This learning and having fun and all that stuff takes a back seat. So, you know, life and limb. So
right.
Don't kick yourselves in the ass for stopping right then. You did the right thing. We addressed it. Everything was good to go. We kept going on.
Right. So next time, though, I'd say the follow-up to that is, like I said, someone said over the radio, and I don't know who it is, they said, you know, flash, 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 but all that came out was a single flash. And when you're excited, it's common to do this mistake with the radio. You don't press and then take a breath and then say flash, flash, flash. So all somebody heard was flash. Whoever heard it on the radio then said, whoa, 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 I just heard flash. Are we at a flash, flash, flash? And they ask the question. As soon as those words are spoken over, then everybody's going, whoa, 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 stop, or flash, flash, flash. And that's exactly the right thing to happen, is what I'm saying. All right? That's exactly the right thing to happen. It would have been a little more clear, whoever initially sent that, had they taken a breath, mash the button, or excuse me, mash a button, take a breath, flash, flash, flash. Then we would have heard the whole thing.
I think we were taking contact at the same time.
We were in contact, and then we were also having a comms issue with the pricks, so we had secondary comms. So we were communicating on 3 squads, flash, flash, flash. So they were, and then everyone was, you know, they knew that.
Right.
That's
So
why
we heard that, we stopped. That's why we just adamantly walked right up there, just got out of the game and went straight to
Yep. So there's no more shooting. When you hear that, let everybody know, hey, we're flash, 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 we're at stop X. And all shooting needs to just stop. Don't advance, don't retreat, don't hide, just go, okay, hold on, we're at stop X. Everybody just stop and let them figure it out what's going on. But that's actually what happened, so that's cool. Guys, that's a good thing. All right, so that's our performance. What were we got to delve into some of the problems, the issues. All right, so let's jump into there. I already heard several of the issues. We've heard comms. Comms is always an issue. So let's talk about something other than comms this time. What were the problems out there?
So it's kind of a problems thing in the sense that SWAT teams can take a ton of contact outside of can bebop into our field and then bebop into away. So we're kind of sitting there and we're just listening to gunfire, talking on each other, yelling and talking and yelling and what's going on and shut the fuck up. And all this other stuff along on the radio, and I just got to sit and listen to it.
And there you go. There's a clandestine night link-up mission. It's pretty unedited. It's mostly raw footage, but you get to see what happened. You saw the students plan out their mission. You saw the students prepare for their mission. You saw the students execute your mission. And then you got a pretty full AAR. It ended rather abruptly there, but that's because I ran out of space on my video card, but it didn't go on for about a few minutes more beyond that. So you got to see the whole thing pretty much as it happened. This is an important mission. The first thing you do at One Shepherd, your first mission, is a night mission. And though it sounds easy, it's a whole lot harder than it looks, but it teaches a lot of valuable lessons. We hope you find this coverage of One Shepherd Leadership Institute courses helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future training videos.